The 2022 EQS is Mercedes' new all-electric large luxury sedan. It comes in two main versions, 450 Plus and 584 Matic. The 450 Plus launches first and the 584 Matic follows later in the model year. The 450 Plus comes with a single electric motor powering the rear wheels. It produces 329 horsepower and 419 pounds-to-foot of torque. The 584 Matic has dual motors and all-wheel drive that combine to produce 516 horsepower and 631 pounds-to-foot. Both models use a 108 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The 450 Plus can drive about 350 miles on a fully charged battery, which is impressive for an EV. Mercedes offers three trim levels for the EQS: Premium, Exclusive, and Pinnacle. The 2022 Mercedes-Benz EQS is the first model from the all-electric Mercedes EQ sub-brand. The EQS is equivalent to the gas-powered S-Class sedan, which has set the luxury standard for decades. Like the S-Class, the EQS features all of Mercedes' latest luxury features, in-car tech and advanced driver aids. Headlining the list is the EQS massive single-glass dashboard panel that runs from door to door. Dubbed the Hyperscreen, it houses the instrument panel, central infotainment touchscreen and an optional third touchscreen for the front passenger. We're usually not fans of having all of the controls placed in the central touchscreen, but this latest iteration of Mercedes' praiseworthy MBUX infotainment system features large virtual buttons and logical menus for easy operation. Mercedes is offering two versions of the EQS to start. There's the 450 Plus, which has a single electric motor and rear-wheel drive, and the 584 Matic, which has an additional motor and all-wheel drive. Range on a full charge is excellent. Mercedes has been noticeably absent from the push for electric vehicles, taking a long time to offer a fully electric vehicle to compete with the Tesla Model S, Porsche Taycan, Lucid Air, Audi e-tron GT and more. The EQS, in a nutshell, is an electric S-Class. Just like an S-Class, the EQS is comfortable, quiet and packed full of features. There are a few drawbacks, such as mediocre rear seat space, but overall the EQS is a smart pick for a luxury EV. Mercedes has been noticeably absent from the push for electric vehicles, taking a long time to offer a fully electric vehicle to compete with the Tesla Model S, Porsche Taycan, Lucid Air, Audi e-tron GT and more. The EQS, in a nutshell, is an electric S-Class. Just like an S-Class, the EQS is comfortable, quiet and packed full of features. There are a few drawbacks, such as mediocre rear seat space, but overall the EQS is a smart pick for a luxury EV. The EQS drives a lot like a typical large luxury sedan. Power from the EQS 450 Plus is similar to what you might expect from a conventional gas-powered 6-cylinder engine. In Edmunds testing, the EQS 450 Plus reached 60 miles per hour from a standstill in 5.7 seconds. While that's certainly adequate, most luxury EVs are capable of considerably quicker acceleration. Performance from the EQS 580 or AMG EQS should be more satisfying. The braking experience in the EQS is odd. You can adjust the amount of regenerative braking, it slows the car down using the electric motor and recoups some electricity in the process, but the EQS brake pedal moves in accordance with the amount of reg and braking you select. So when you go to press on the brakes, the pedal is sometimes already halfway to the floor. Ultimate braking performance, though, is quite good. Our test car stopped from 60 miles per hour in an admirable 111 feet. But note that the pedal travel is quite long and requires a heavy push with your foot. The EQS 450 Plus won't be a sedan that'll have you seeking out curvy roads. The steering is light but accurate and has good straight line stability. This luxury sedan is best for straight cruising on the highway. Comfort is a strong suit of this large Benz. The front seats offer a wide range of adjustment and a good blend of firm but forgiving cushions. The EQS is also one of the quietest cars tested, with minimal outside noise making its way into the cabin. The ride quality is smooth, though we think the S-Class is ultimately a bit better at smoothing out bumps in the road. The climate control is almost all touchscreen based but is easier to use than most touchscreen interfaces. There's a screen that provides real-time air quality inside and outside of the cabin, which we found very cool. Both the seat heat and ventilation functions are very effective, and the optional massaging feature is helpful to keep the blood flowing on longer drives. Disappointingly, the EQS 450 Plus's rear seats don't have any controls or separate settings unless you opt for the top Pinnacle trim. The standard screen is still pretty sizable and easy to navigate. The on-screen menus are complex, but ultimately the system is not hard to figure out. We also like how easy it is to see out of the EQS. The surround view camera system takes all the guesswork out of avoiding objects when parking. Oddly, the EQS is lacking rear seat space. Rear legroom is okay, but there's not much headroom considering this is a large luxury sedan. Passengers 6 feet tall or taller will likely be bumping their heads up against the roof. How's the tech? Mercedes remains a leader with its MBUX infotainment system. The voice-controlled virtual assistant is particularly helpful for adjusting controls or bringing up information without having to take your eyes off the road. The Burmester audio system sounds great, and the integrated navigation system is useful for routing to nearby charging stations. You want charging ports? Well, the EQS has a total of 8 USB ports, which feels a bit like overkill in a cabin that seats 5 at the most. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration is standard and a nice convenience to have when it's working. We experienced some connection issues during our testing. Mercedes-Benz's advanced driving aids work great and are among the best in the business. We wouldn't call their operation faultless, but overall the adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring and 360-degree cameras makes driving considerably easier and safer. How's the storage? The EQS doesn't have a front trunk like the Tesla Model S does, but we'd argue it doesn't need one. The rear cargo hatch is huge, accommodating 22 cubic feet of stuff behind the rear seats. And if you need more space, the seats fold flat in the 40/20/40 split configuration. Storage for small items in the cabin is equally impressive, with an assortment of generously sized bins with cleverly organized compartments. Got small kids to drive around? There's a good amount of space for installing child safety seats in back. However, the angled bottom rear seat cushion can make it a little tricky to securely strap a seat down. The lower ISOFIX anchors and the rear top tethers are pretty easy to access. We drove the EQS 450 plus 422 miles on a single max battery charge in our real-world range test. It was also more efficient than the EPA's estimate, using only 29.5 kilowatt-hours/100 miles. Is the EQS a good value? That aside, the EQS is an attractive option given its interior. It's technically a size class up compared to its current closest competition from Porsche and Tesla, but prices are fairly comparable. You also get a lot of standard features. The EQS 450 Plus is impressively comfortable and practical. Many of its clever features up the entertainment factor too. However, it lacks the handling prowess of the Porsche Taycan and the outlandish straight-line speed of the Tesla Model S. Some of test experts aren't thrilled with the way the EQS looks. Mercedes-Benz chose funky over sexy. It does have some interesting lines and details to it, but some luxury EV shoppers might expect more. Which EQS is recommended? We suggest going with the base 450 Plus and the Pinnacle trim. Though we usually don't recommend choosing the top-level trim, the price jump is relatively small considering the extra features the Pinnacle includes over the premium trim. Thank you for following us. In our next video, we will present to your attention a new car. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our new videos. If you have a car brand that you want to see, you can write in the comments.